Time now for another presentation from Adobe MAX for our October release of the Creative Cloud. Let's take a look at the fantastically connected and newly updated Creative Cloud profile in action.
Hey, I hear the voice of the preacher from the back room, calling my name and I follow just to find you. I trace the faith through a broken down television. I wanna get better. While my friends were getting high and chasing girls down parkway lines, I was losing my mind because the love that I gave wasted on a nice face. In a blaze of fear, I put a helmet on a helmet, counting seconds through the night and got carried away. So now I'm standing on the overpass, screaming at the cars. Hey, I wanna get better. Didn't know I was broken till I wanted to change. I wanna get better, I wanna get better.
Your creative profile connects you to all of your work, your files, your fonts, your colors, your brushes, your shapes, and any other creative content and assets that you care about. And it's going to move with you from app to app so that you can work anywhere and in any app across desktop or mobile or both. It puts you at the center of the Creative Cloud. So let's start the day by taking a look at your creative profile. I'd like to invite up Jeff Veen to get us started. Jeff?
Wow, hello everybody. You doing all right? All right, good. It is an absolute thrill to be here. So look, over the last year and a half, we have built some amazing new technology into the Creative Cloud. In fact, in that time, we completely redesigned and refactored your creative profile. That is, your identity inside the Creative Cloud. I think probably the best place for me to show you that, or the most visible, is on adobe.com. So now when you come to our website and you log in, you get this dashboard that has everything that you have linked to your creative profile. So just a click from here, and you're over at Behance, where there are millions of creative professionals posting their work. And you can post your work there, too. Another click, and I'm at Typekit, where I have thousands of fonts that are included in my membership that I can sync to my desktop, that I can use on my website, that now even use on mobile devices. Now, another click, and I'm at Lightroom, and I've got all of my collections there, right? The stuff that I've been working on, Lightroom in the desktop and Lightroom on the iPad, all of that's here too. And then finally another click, and I'm at Adobe Color. And there, I can browse around and create my own color palettes, and I can use those in all my work too. Now, all of this is totally seamless, because all of this is connected to your creative profile. But honestly, I think a lot of the real value is when you take your assets with you, when you have them right at your fingertips while you're doing your work. So over this last year, we spent literally like hundreds of hours talking to creative professionals about how they do their work really like online when they're sitting at their computer, but also offline too, in the real world. And it's no surprise, right? We all take our tools super, super seriously. We spend time organizing and personalizing and really sort of working with our tools, but not just those tools, right? But all the bits and pieces that we use in our work, right? Everything I just showed you, the fonts and the colors and icons and vectors and just everything. I think it gets really interesting then when you move all of this into the cloud, right? Now, I think services like G Drive and Dropbox and OneDrive are super, super interesting. We even have our own in the Creative Cloud. But the value in these services is not just from all that seemingly limitless storage, right? In fact, all that storage often amplifies a lot of our bad habits. So I can't tell you how many folders I have like this. Does this look familiar? Logo, final, 4, no really, I mean it, .psd, right? Yes. So look, I think there's a better way. I think we can stop storing the raw materials that we use in our work today in file systems that were designed decades ago. Instead, we should have all of our assets at our fingertips when we need them, wherever we're doing our work on any device that we have. That was the motivation behind the Creative Profile. That's what I'd like to show you now. So let's have a look. Would you like to see the new Photoshop? Good, let's do that. All right, I've got this desktop machine here, and so I'm going to launch up Photoshop. And the first thing you can see is that I am logged in, right, with my Creative Profile. So everything is connected here. And if you look, I've got this Creative Cloud icon, and I've got a new feature here called the library. And it's got everything I need. Now, this is brand new. We're shipping it today in the version of Photoshop that you'll be able to download as part of your Creative Cloud membership. So I've got all my colors here, color themes as well. I've got typographic styles. I've got layer styles that I've extracted right out of layers in a bunch of documents. I've got a bunch of brushes here that I'm using in various applications, and then a bunch of graphics that I'm going to use, right? So let me just open a file that I've been working on with a web designer for a client called Hike Finder. They have sort of a search social thing for finding hikes when you're out in the outdoors. And I just want to show you how incredibly simple it is to just select something in one of these, drag it over, and just like that, there it is. I've got this image. Now it's in my Creative Cloud, right? It's connected to my Creative Profile. So if I were to switch over to the new Illustrator, which also has libraries in it now, you can see that right down here, oh, look at that. Unable to connect to server. That's great. Are you guys, did you all just literally jump over to start downloading Photoshop right now? Is that what's happening? So let me see if the guys backstage can kind of switch things over here. Oh, there we go. I'm on the server. And we should be syncing here in just a moment. So while that's happening, I can show you it's just as easy as this, right? You drag something over back and forth. I mean, the really good thing is whether I'm online or offline, everything is synced locally, so I always have access to everything. All right, let me switch back over to Photoshop. And let's see. Actually, guys, can you switch to the other machine so that I can start fresh from there? And there we go. Perfect. And there it'll just load right up. And here we go. I've got my profile, and I've got my welcome screen. Nice. There we are. And from here, I will just open up this file here. It's sort of a template. Now, I'm going to build a mobile app for this client. And I'm going to start by showing you some of the other libraries that I've built. Because I've been working with this client, put all of this stuff in this library, but I do other work as well. So I've got this icon library that I sort of collected while I was surfing around the web. I got a bunch of colors here. This is a library that I built to talk with the client about how we might do a redesign come spring. Here's something I find really useful. I built this library full of device templates with blank screens so that I could just literally drag right over and just get started. So that's what we're going to do now. I'm just going to put that right there. Looks good. We'll go back over to the Hike Finder. There we go. And I'll come down here. I got this image, which I think is going to look lovely right there. Very nice. Let me just move that. Well, we'll just put that right there. And I'm going to move this. I'm going to put a search interface right there, center that up. And I will add this icon. So that's looking pretty good. OK. I need the logo. So I'm going to go back over to Illustrator. And I'm going to open that up now here. Great. So I've got the logo here. And there it is. Let me just zoom in on that a bit for you. So here you go. And before I do, I could just drag this right into my library, and I would have it all synced up. But before I do, I'm just going to select it. Now, this is an Illustrator file, right? So Illustrator knows everything about it, and it knows all the qualities of that. So if you look right down here at the bottom, right? Illustrator is saying, oh yeah, I know what's going on here. You have a color on this. And so I can simply click that, and there's my color. It's going to sync up, and now I've got that in the Creative Cloud. I can use that everywhere. I can grab the typographic style, and just like that, there we go. I've got that as well. And then I could grab the graphic as well. Now, before I do that, though, I don't think this blue is going to work on that background that we're doing in the mobile app. So instead, I'm going to switch over to this iPhone that I have here and show you the creative profile on a mobile device. So I'm running Adobe Color here. So I'm just going to launch that right up. And here you can see I've got all the themes that I have been collecting. But look at this, right? I am connected to my creative profile. So that means that under the themes here, I just tap this. Whoop, let me get it. There we go. And now, well, this is great. There we go. Live in front of everybody. I will just launch color and tap this. My goodness. There we go. And under here, I've got all of those libraries. So here's all the libraries that I was just showing you on Photoshop and Illustrator. And they're all here, too. So in fact, I'll go into Hike Finder. Boy, things are really slowing down here. I think we got some kind of network stuff. And I will, right here, add a new color palette. Now, this is looking pretty gray, so thankfully I brought something with me. I borrowed this from my son. He would probably say I stole it from him, but we'll just grab that. That's looking good. I will name this Maxed, and there we go. And there's my palette, right? And right now, in the background, that's being synced to the Creative Cloud. It's just as simple as that. So all those libraries are going to have this. In fact, let's go have a look right now. I'll go back over here to Illustrator, and let me just scroll back, and let's have a look. Well, it looks like we are, there it goes, it's syncing. Let's see if we still are having some of these network issues. I'm not quite sure what's going on. I'm sure the guys backstage are working that out. So I'll just use the one that I've got here and select all of this. And that yellow looks pretty good. And I'll just drag this right over. And there it goes. And as you can see, it's syncing up right now. So that means if I switch back over to Photoshop, let's see. It should be syncing right now. And that should come in. Again, there it comes. And here I've got everything, right at my fingertips, ready to go. Well, that's taking a little bit of time. Let's see. Well, there it is. Good. So let me just drag that out. I'm going to try that one. Well, we'll just do it like that. We'll go for a little redesign of the logo here on stage. And I'm going to show this to the client, see what they think. So just like that, round trip, right, with all of my devices connected together. And again, right, regardless of whether you're online or off, everything is synced locally, so I will have access to all of that stuff. So we've been using this a lot internally. And one of the things that we found, right, is that we do our work by ourselves all the time, but we also do a lot of work together. So we built another feature. In fact, if I show you right under here, I've got a menu item here with my library called View on Website. So if I were to select that, I'd come right over to this website at adobe.com, which is also linked to my creative profile. So what I've got here is everything that I just showed you in the palette, but organized with this sort of elegant and beautiful design that acts as a sort of automatic style guide, always showing me everything that we're currently using with this client, right? So here's my colors and the typographic styles and all those images. Then under the action menu, look at this. I have a function here called Collaborate, so that when I click on that, it will pop up this dialog that shows me all the members of my team right here, and here they are. This is everybody I'm working with, right? So that means everything that I have in this library, they have as well. So think about that for a minute, right? So yeah, thank you. Well, good. I don't even need to ask you to think about it. I think you get it. But that means every single change that I make is broadcast out to my team. So they always have the latest version of the logos and the colors and the type styles and everything. I think this is going to bring out the type A in a lot of creative directors. Am I right? All right, cool. Now, I just want to show you one last thing. And that is up here, I have been running the desktop version of the Creative Cloud app the whole time. So you can see I got a bunch of stuff. My team is here and stuff like that. And that's because my creative profile is here as well. And I'm connected to our community, right? So here is all the work that my community is working on right now. That's pretty cool. But we also have a new feature that we have been working on called the market. Now, we have worked with Behance members to license from them over 20,000 individual assets that you can use in your work. And it's all right here if I click on assets, and here's the market, right? And you can see I've got vector shapes and icons and patterns and brushes, and I just have so much stuff here. And I can use all of it. Now, let me just show you how easy that is. I'll select right here for a search, and I think for Hike Finder, we will search for tent. Let's see. There we go. Some tent icons. This is looking good. This feels like the style that we've been using. So I'm going to go right here, and look at that. When I click download, it shows me all the libraries, right? So everywhere that I've got my library, I can now have this tent. So I'm going to say, put it in the Hike Finder library, and now it's going to sync, right? Back to the Creative Cloud. It knows that it's in my profile. So that means if I go back to Illustrator, and I will create a new document here for you. That looks good. And there it is. It just pop up. I drag it like that. And again, my whole team has it as simple as that. So there you go. And so that is sort of an overview of the creative profile, right? It's in your desktop apps. It's in your mobile apps, connected to our community, and now available with 20,000 assets in the market. Our work on the creative profile is really just getting started. So you're about to see a bunch of today's demo, and all of those demos, you will see that the creative profile is at the core of absolutely everything we're doing now. So look, I've been working with creative teams for, oh my gosh, like 20 years now. And I don't think it's ever been easier to stay connected and to do our work. And frankly, I cannot wait to see what all of you do with all of this stuff that we're launching. So thank you very much. Have a great day.
Hey, I hear the voice of the preacher from the back room, calling my name and I follow just to find you. I trace the faith through a broken down television. I wanna get better. While my friends were getting high and chasing girls down parkway lines, I was losing my mind because the love that I gave, wasted on a nice face. In a place of fear, I put a helmet on a helmet, counting seconds through the night and got carried away. So now I'm standing on the overpass, screaming at the cars, hey, I wanna get better. I didn't know I was broken till I wanted to change. I wanna get better, 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 better. I wanna get better. I wanna get better.
I'm with my colleague Tony Harmer now, who has recently returned from Adobe MAX. Tony, thanks for dropping in.
Thank you, Irene.
Now, there are a lot of new features as part of the October release for designers, features, apps and services. Can you tell us what you're most excited by?
Well, yeah, I'm most excited about the persistent creative profile because it's kind of the realization of the sort of idea behind Creative Cloud. It kind of makes it a reality. So it's a creative profile that connects creatives with their work. So the assets they use to create and the communities that matter to them, such as Behance and Facebook and Twitter and so on. So everything, wherever they are, is with them. So their fonts, their colors, their graphics, the things they create with our new capture apps, so their brushes and their shapes, they're all there in context at their fingertips the whole time.
And that's all syncing via the Creative Cloud,
All
isn't
syncs
it?
via the Creative Cloud, and it does it in moments, so it's always with you and ready to use straight away.
And one of the big new features as part of that creative profile is, of course, the libraries panel.
Absolutely, and it works in context as well, so you'll get a slightly different view of the things that are relevant to Photoshop and relevant to Illustrator and relevant to InDesign in there.
Excellent. So I hope you guys can make use of all of that additional connectivity now as part of the Creative Cloud. But now it's time to take a look at how you can make the most of your online creative profile. So we're heading back again to Adobe MAX.
Hey, I wanna get better.
So the creative profile, which was certainly a theme of today's demos, actually got its origins with the Behance portfolio and this notion of all of your public work being collected in one place. The creative profile opens up all kinds of possibilities for integrating Behance into creative workflows, like quickly publishing work in progress from your desktop and mobile apps, adding portfolio projects directly from many of the mobile apps that we saw today, and having endless inspiration, just endless inspiration at your fingertips. So integrating community into the tools that you use makes sharing your work and getting feedback and attribution a more natural part of the creative process.
Yeah, and it really has been working well. We now have over 4 million members on Behance. Scott is very excited about that, as are we all. That's a huge milestone for the team. 20,000 projects every day get uploaded now. And here's the cool part. They're actually getting uploaded earlier in the process, which means the creative community is helping everyone that's posting improve the work before it's finished. So really starting to leverage the creative community in the finished work itself, which is great to see. But the really amazing thing for me has been watching as this community has evolved and grown, some interesting dynamics starting to take shape. Some members, we're seeing more and more members now joining and posting portfolios as they're looking for a job. And we're seeing more and more people, creative directors and recruiters, joining Behance to find and hire creative talent. So in effect, a talent market was starting to take shape. Now, Behance has always been about the community first, so instead of hearing about it from Scott and me, let's hear from the Behance members themselves.
So on Behance page, I created this Japanese Supergirl section, and that got picked up by Japanese media. And then all of a sudden, they're like, do you want to be on Japanese TV with this famous comedian? And that was exciting.
A lot of things changed when I posted this personal project on Behance called Facebook Facelift, which was like this concept of a different way to think about Facebook and how it's structured and how it looks. And I was kind of like overwhelmed with the feedback I was getting. A lot of freelance work just came in as a result of that.
We're always on the hunt for the industry's best designers, the best creatives, and using Behance on a day-to-day basis is a very important thing for us going forward.
It's a nice community because it's really based on professionals sharing their ideas. I use it very much as inspiration.
So whenever we start out doing creative searches, Behance is always the first place we start. We need a lot of very specific but very high-level creative skill sets. And so Behance allows us to do searches where we can get really specific about what it is that we're looking for and be able to find the best talent.
Behance is a very valuable resource, and in our industry, the most important thing is talent. I use Behance not just professionally, but just because I like looking at good work. You can look at a resume till you're blue in the face, but ultimately it's the work that is what you're interested in. And so Behance is the best platform for the work that we're looking for.
So you too can be on Japanese TV. Scott, I know this has been a personal passion of yours for over a decade. You and the team have been fiercely focused on this moment, and it's a big deal. We're today officially announcing Talent Search on Behance. You want to take us through that?
Yeah, no, I'd love to. So over the years, we've been working to organize all of the portfolio content on Behance and enable the creative community to start curating itself. With Talent Search, we want to try to leverage the network to connect creatives with opportunity. And so here are a few things that are driving Talent Search. So the first is that Talent Search capitalizes on the portfolio rather than the traditional resume. So by organizing and indexing portfolios in real time, we can help creatives get discovered in new ways and possibly foster more meritocracy in the creative world. Talent Search provides search capabilities for the full Behance platform, so much more than just Behance's website, including dozens of portfolio networks powered by Behance for top art and design schools like RISD and SCAD and Pratt, as well as thousands of other personal portfolio sites. So Talent Search gives companies this incredible reach and access to the next generation of creative talent. And finally, Talent Search lets us tap what we like to call the creative graph for recommendations. With data about every public project published, community curation, and the relationships between top creatives in every field, we've developed recommendation algorithms to help match creatives with opportunity. And your recommendations only improve as you discover more people.
Right, and this actually surprised both Scott and me as we started to see the creative graph, all of the data and associations with the creatives on Behance come together with our imaging science. The recommendations that were being made were mind-blowing. You want to take us?
Yeah. So let me give you a sneak peek here at talent search. And so you'll see here I have my activity feed, which I see every day when I open up my browser. So I'm going to jump into talent searches. And so these are my running talent searches right now. This is the new product that we're launching today. And you can see I'm running a search for a photographer for a Max shoot. I'm running a bunch of fun searches here to test out the product, including one for an illustrator for a children's book I'd love to write someday. So I'm going to jump into that search. And you'll see I'm seeing a lot of the candidates that are being recommended to me by the system. The system is cleverly giving me different types of illustrators I may want to consider working with, as well as people that are discovered by me using all sorts of premium tools that I get as a talent searcher, and those that apply to the opportunity if I make it a public posting. So I'm just going to scroll down here, and you'll see the types of people that are being recommended to me. And let me click on Anna. So Anna is a candidate here, and you can see her portfolio, and you can see it's a real distinctive style of illustration. And listen, I might want to connect with her. I can direct message her. I can shortlist her for the search. But let's say she's busy. Let's say she comes back and is like, hey, I'm sorry, I can't work with you. What if I could see similar candidates based on the creative graph and all the information we know about her? And so here you can see a run of other similar sort of stylistically, illustrators that I might want to consider working from all over the world.
Right, and this is not just a short list of people who have designated themselves as children's book illustrators. This is really looking at the image science and finding similarity matching. Now, the really amazing thing about this is when you can narrow in on a single project. Let's take a look.
Yeah, sure. So similarity and using some of the image recognition technology that we found around Adobe and some of the data science. Here's another example of a portfolio of someone who I've been following for a while in Australia. And I'll click on this project of his that is all about The Great Gatsby. He did some sort of thing for perhaps the movie. And you can see that I have this option at the side here called View Projects Like This. This is great for art buyers as well as just people trying to understand, the similarities between work out there. So I'm going to click this, and what you'll see is, again, the creative graph at work for me returns from the millions of projects on Behance, projects that have like a real distinct level of similarity.
Yeah, this is going to make it much more efficient as people are looking for talent and looking for ideas. So thank you very much, Scott.
Super excited. Thanks,
Great.
David.
Thanks. So big day today for everything we're doing in mobile, big day for Behance with 4 million members and this new talent search product. And here's the simple focus we have with talent search. We want to do everything we can to help Creative Cloud members grow their careers. Talent search is a big step forward for all of the reasons Scott just mentioned and one more. The leading employer for creative professionals is the marketing department. Who gets this? They spend $300 billion a year hiring creative talent. Now, many of those marketing departments use Adobe Marketing Cloud to run and track their campaigns. So the teams are hard at work combining our Marketing Cloud and our Creative Cloud, so it's much easier for Creative Cloud members to find jobs, and it's much easier for Marketing Cloud customers to find and onboard creatives. This is a really big deal, and I think this is going to drive billions of dollars of opportunity to Creative Cloud members over the next few years, and it's going to make the marketing departments using our products much, much more agile and productive. So if you're a Creative Cloud member and you're not using Behance, give it a try. It's a great way to stay connected with the 4 million creatives you just saw, connected into your development or your creation process. It's a great way to find the next project or job that you're looking for, and it's a great way to hire some amazing talent if you're looking to grow your own teams.
Voice of a preacher from the back room, calling my name and I follow just to find you. I trace the faith to a broken down television. I wanna get better. While my friends were getting high and chasing girls down parkway lines, I was losing my mind because the love that I gave wasted on a nice face. In a place of fear, I put a helmet on a helmet, counting seconds through the night and got carried get better.